Okay, in this video, we're going to be simplifying polynomials. Specifically, we're going to be simplifying a ratio of factored polynomials with linear factors. Okay, so these are already going to be factored for us, and it says they're linear factors. That means these factors do not have an exponent other than a 1, okay, on the variables. Okay, so we want to reduce this thing until it is as reduced as possible. Okay, so the first thing on this first problem that you should notice is that there's a y minus 2 on both top and bottom. We're just going to cross those both out and reduce that. Okay, so that would give us 6 over 18. And then on top we have 3y plus 5. And on bottom we have 2y plus 5. Okay, we cannot cancel these two out, even though they're very similar. They have to be exactly the same in order for factors like this to cancel out. So these cannot be canceled. We can reduce the 6 over 18. So what number goes into 6 that also goes into 18? 2 does, 3 does. So if both 2 and 3 do, then 6 does. Okay, so we'll divide these by 6. 6 goes into itself once. It goes into 18 3 times. Okay, so on the top, we're left with a 1 times this factor. So I'll just write that factor. I don't need the 1. There's the 3y plus 5. Okay, and on bottom, we still have a 3 down here outside that parentheses. And then what's left is 2y plus 5. Okay, so that is as reduced as we can make this problem. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, notice that we've got first a 3y plus 2 on both top and bottom. We can cancel those. They're exactly the same. And a y minus 4 on both top and bottom. Those are exactly the same. So we're left with no variables at all, just 4 over 28. Okay, and we need to reduce that, so we can divide the top and bottom by 4, right? 4 goes into both of those. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. We have to leave the 1 there because it's on top. Okay, if there's a 1 on bottom of the fraction, that's all that's left. You don't have to write it. But since it's on top, we'll write it. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So our answer is 1 over 7 on that one. Okay, next problem. Let's see, we have 2x plus 3 and a 2x plus 3. And then we have these two terms. They're similar, but they're not exactly the same. So we're going to leave those alone. And now let's deal with the numbers. We have a 4 and 16. So what goes into both of those? 4 does. So if we have 4 over 16 and we divide the top and bottom by a 4, that'll be 1 over 4. Okay, so this will be a 1, that'll be a 4. Okay, so we write down what's on top. Now we have an x plus 4 and we have this 1 there. The 1 isn't needed. We could just write the x plus 4. And then on bottom, we do have 4 here, so we need to write that. And then we have an x minus 6, and that is as simplified as we can make that. Okay, let's look at the next 3 problems. Okay, so we have v minus 2. Those are exactly the same. And then we have 3v plus 8 and a 3v plus 4. Man, those are really close to being the same, but they are not exact, so we cannot reduce them. Okay, we can reduce the number. What number goes into 8 and 48? Well, 8 goes into itself once, and 8 goes into 48 6 times. Okay, so on top we have a 6, and then we have a 3v plus 8. And on bottom we have a 1, which I'm not going to write because I have a 3v plus 4 I can write. Okay, and there we go. All right, the next one. We have a w plus 2 on top and bottom. We have a 3w minus 4 on top and bottom. Those are both exactly alike. So we end up getting 24 over 8. Everything else reduces. And then if we divide the top and bottom by 8, okay, 24 divided by 8 gives us 3, and 8 divided by 8 gives us 1. And this is one of those cases where now you don't need to write the 1 because the 1 is the only thing down there. So you can just write this as 3. 3 will be our answer, not 3 over 1. Okay, and then for the last one here, we've got the 3x minus 2 is on top and bottom, so we'll cancel those out. And then the 32 and 8, let's divide those by 8. So 8 goes into 32 4 times, 8 goes into itself once. Okay, so the top, this is all gone, just the 4 remains. And on the bottom, we have a 1 times the x minus 5, so I'm not going to write the 1, I'll just do the x minus 5. and that is as reduced as I can get it, and that is it.